All right, so today's video, we are watching a Masters 5 tank on PS5 playing Domina and Sigma. Good hero pool. And they say, hey, how are you? I just recently returned to Overwatch after the new season dropped, and I've been playing a lot of comp, hoping to hit GM this season, which would be my peak. Previous peak was always Masters 5. So this game, I walked out on Domina and got completely cooked. So I switched to Mirror the Sigma, who is a character I think I can play fairly well. Our attack went pretty good after the first point, and things were looking good, but then, on defense, we got snowballed for second and third point, and they tied up the game. In the end, it ended up being a very close game. I wouldn't say anyone played bad. I made some big mistakes, but I had some good plays too. I'm really just hoping you can watch my VOD and tell me what you think I can improve on to go from a low Masters player to possibly GM. I was also in a party with the Reaper. All right, so let's see what happens. Oh, good start by your team. It's always... Man, when people play up this close, okay, so I gotta stop you right away. Is this where you swap off Domina? I wanna teach you something about Domina here. Okay, and this is gonna be the advice I wanna give to a lot of people who play this character. You have to slow play this character. If your shield is not blocking off the damage on you, you're basically, I'm not even joking, like you will fall over. Domina's playstyle is very reminiscent of how you play Orisa, to where if you don't manage your cooldowns, you will fall over. If you manage your cooldowns, you can have very, very good games. What I mean here is you threw your shield behind them, so like, you just fall over. That's literally why you fell over. Because like, look what your shield is. If your shield was here, all you're gonna do is back them up and they're fine. See what I'm saying? So I just wanna like give people that feedback right away if you're learning Domina. Shield down, then you have 6 seconds between your shield. It's a 14-second cooldown with an 8-second shield. That 6 seconds is very important to get to spots of survivability. Now, of course, if it's a 5v3 and they're not shooting at you, that's a different story, right? Take the space they give you. But do not force that. Take your time. I'm telling you, I've been having so much success on Domina that way that if you try to do anything crazy, you're going to fall over like that. It's a very methodical play style. Right from the get-go, there you go, some Domina advice for anybody looking for it. All right, here we go. So now we're seeing the Sigma swap anyway. We knew this was coming. Here we go, some Sigma gameplay. So yeah, you were asking up against Sigma. Here you go. Patience with your rock. Obviously, a little bit lower on the there. It was almost accurate, yeah. Sigma in the... There you go. You're doing fine so far. I mean, like truthfully, if you just take top left control, I think you're already done with this. Like, but it's easier said than done to do that. Because what you do is you take top, like, here, I'll just show people. So, Remnotron, thanks for the Prime sub, appreciate it, thank you. So what you would do, honestly, in this situation, if you're ever stuck, just go top left. I mean, what are they gonna do? If I have a Soldier 76 and and I'm shooting at a Sigma, like you're gonna win that 1v1 most of the time. Once you get up here, what can they do, right? You're gonna force them back. So don't be afraid, chat, to use this little pathway here. Like, just go top left, take the angle, spam down. The Sigma will be forced to either look up or just get rolled by you, and then that forces them back and puts them in a spot. And then when they do that, you can make a decision. You can drop down and help your team. I actually wouldn't do that. I would actually rotate this way and catch them on a rotation one more time, and then rinse and repeat. So, again, there's a lot you can do in that sense, but you notice how you're already trying to contest the person top left? Like, yeah, that's a good idea, but like, I really do think you going high ground's the best one. Yep, rock. So. Yep, there you go. There you go. Took you a little bit, but you know what? Honestly, I do this sometimes too. I would say the one mistake you made there, okay, yeah, here's the thing. I don't want you to think that this is a bad play going high ground. I want you to think about why the soldier killed you here. Chat, I think most of us know the answer to this, but I'll give you all the answer, okay? You didn't have any cooldowns. So like, why? You just wait. That's it. You just gotta wait. Like you went up there with no shield. You didn't have many things going. Just wait till you have your shield and you're going to take that high ground. The soldier won't be able to do anything. So I don't want you to stray away from going up there. I don't know what your play is going to be. So we'll see here in a second. But I do want to point out to you that you do take that high ground. No problem if that's the case. Okay? Okay, yeah. I mean, you're fine now because you're ulting, but I see that strayed you away. Okay. A bit of a note, one shield time and I like to do is I like to turn that corner and shield. I feel like there's a lot of like early damage. Yep, Rock, good job. Target focus here could be the back left or the... I would go back left right now, but I guess everybody... Okay, I just want to point out to you, if their Sigma's not really is moving around a lot and the Juno and the Emre are kind of like doing what they're doing, I would very much recommend going for some like shots on like the back line. Here's the thing that I think people don't take into account sometimes. There's this thing where people always will just keep shooting at the tank, right? And I have that, you know, mindset sometimes. But one thing I want to point out to you too in these situations is that if you spread the damage out a little bit on Sigma, they have to stop healing the Sigma as much. So sometimes a strategy I'll do is I'll get their backline low. I know I won't be able to kill them. They're just based off of like how they're moving around the map. But what I do then is then when they start to have to look at each other to heal or back away, I then will put a shield kind of in between them. So that way it's like behind the Sigma and can block the line of sight. They're going to worry about each other, and then I go for the kills onto the Sigma. So there's a little bit something to take into account here when a Sigma's playing like that. Because like it feels like even though like your team has numbers and map control, doesn't it feel like the Sigma is still controlling your gameplay? Good ultimate. I mean, hey, you're probably gonna get the Sigma. That's a great ult. But like, didn't it feel like the Sigma was dictating how you played there, and you weren't dictating how that Sigma should play? I want you to think about that a little bit next time you're making those plays. Like you were letting them make the play. I don't mind this. Remember, you make no noise, so you get some surprise shots. Yeah, this is fine.
Withdrawing the barrier.
Yep. You save your abilities? Yeah. I mean, the cooldown management's so key in Overwatch. You're fine here. Okay. A little bit of a note. Next time, please just go on the cart and do the exact same thing. You don't need to stand up on that thing. Just get the cart. Like, you can span that same spot without just standing there and like, standing still. All right? Yep, rock. I'm always trying to improve on like the spectators though. You know, I think I've gotten better at them, but I can always get better at them. Same concept here of like, I mean, you're again, it feels like, said Mr. 10,000 hours of object time. Yeah, but like, look at it this way. I would lose more games if I went and took map control sometimes. I'm always want to take map control. Like that's my goal. But I can't get, if players aren't going to push the cart, like I know that the map control won't mean anything if I have to create a third team fight, right? And I think that's the problem sometimes that I have to do is like, that you can minimize team fights. Ideally on each point, it's 2 team fights, right? But when people don't push the cart and you go and take that like space, but no one's pushing the cart, you're basically creating extra team fights, right? And a lot of the time you're using your ultimates to create that space, then you have to go back and get all that progress again. So if no one's going to do it, I'm like, well, I'm not going to sit here and wait, you know what I mean? So taking the high ground's the correct play. I do like this. Wow, that Ayari just wanted to... Okay. Good kill. Now, remember what we talked about. Obviously, this is a spectator, so you're not actually... You're going through. There you go. Help your teammate. Nice job. Okay, you're going up here. I would Sigma ult this. Yeah. I'm fine with this. I'm going to give you a little bit of feedback on this one, even though you get the kill. Don't be afraid to give it an extra second to when they're like right here for follow-up, right? When they're like right here for follow-up. But I also like I've been kind of hecked up by that sometimes, where if you play against a really good strategy team, like they just like speed ring out and the next day they drop down here and I'm like, well, lost my time. So I like the aggressive play. You followed up, so I just wanted to show you like another option there, but that was good. I like the aggression. Obviously, if your teammates put 3 on cart right now, you already have the cart. You also lost a little bit of card time earlier when no one was pushing it during the team fight, but you should be good. They're not going to go for it. Killing the pylon's good. That's a cooldown you want to get rid of. You're fine here. Yes, see the target focus here? You're going for the soldier there rather than the Sigma. That's what I was mentioning earlier. Wow, that Emre was having a blast right there. That's what I was trying to mention to you earlier. So, OCS drops will start soon. Well, soon as in like 3 hours. There you go. A lot of backing up here. One thing I want you to learn is how to control space. I think right now you're doing an okay job of your mechanics. Like that's fine. I feel like you're letting the other Sigma dictate how you play. And what I mean by that is they're constantly taking space away from you. Once your teammates got like kind of control here, I would have loved for you to become like a statue here and like control this part and force them back. They keep forcing you back, and I just feel like if you end up on your back foot a lot, that like yes, you're gonna win some games, but like losing space for your team can be tough. Thankfully, you get a kill. You have Brock right there on the Sigma, great play, right? But like I really think you give up a little bit too much map control. Obviously, right now, it's kind of one of those weird spots. You're low, so I'm not going to, like, come into this part. Try to back away. Perk-wise, you went with the shield one. I like the shield one. And then the other perk's fine. Melee perk's fine here. You know what? This is a third point. You could use the levitate one, because you have to, like, if you control the top left side of the map, it can go really well, and it kind of saves you from having to do that rotation. But let's see what's going on here. I'm ready. Okay, yep. Good target focus. Kill the Torb turret. I would have gotten rid of that a little bit sooner, but they were there. So Torb's one. Yep, this is the right idea. I want you to think about the Sigma behind you next time, though. A little bit of a note. Sometimes when you go to chase somebody, I also want you to think about what can happen. So technically, if I was going for that Torb and I felt confident they weren't going to kill me, I would actually put the shield behind me as I go. So what I mean by that is, if I know the Sigma went this way, which we saw the Sigma go this way, I would throw my shield right here and then go kill the Torb, right? That's if I'm safe on HP. If you have 200 HP to start with, then you have to kind of maneuver your shield or, like, kind of angle it to where it helps you both ways. But in that situation, I would just put a shield this way and then go and get the Torb kill. Again, it didn't get to you there, but I want to show you little things that you can improve on, because the moment you turn the back there, yep. Yeah, I agree that going for the bounce shots is the way to go there. I'm going to assume their concern was that the Torb would get away because they saw them use the E, right, to run away. So they didn't want the Torb to end up going down here quickly because of the speed boost. But yeah, I mean, obviously, I do agree with you that they should have spammed it too. But if they're going to take that path, then I just want to make sure they're doing the right shield. Like understand that part of it. Yep. Yep, Brock. So I do agree with that. Yep. I would be aggressive with your ult here, by the way. Just send it right now. Just win right here. Okay. I mean, yeah, you're getting the kills anyway, so I guess you are winning right here. Yep. Ult the Sigma. Your team should be able to deal with the Juno. They're not going to be able to heal the Sigma, so they're going to run to the point. Good kill. Look on the cart now. Apparently, everybody forgot about the Juno, and you got the point. So, I mean, a good attack, right? You know, like mechanically, you have a good thing going. I think like a lot of what your problem is going to be is that space creation. I think you give up your advantage too much, and it's working. But like, I'm curious to see what happens on defense, because you said you had a bad defense. I wonder if you giving up that advantage is what's causing that problem. We'll find out though. Oh, I mean, cooldown usage is key. Like, I agree. But, like, the thing is like, their cooldown management's been, like, okay enough for me not to over-talk about it. But, like, yes, of course it can improve. I mean, the Soldier 76 thing at the beginning. I think their space creation is... They give up their map control too easily. What rank? They are Masters 5 on PS5. And they want to... That's been their peak, and they would like to get past that. Which I think is possible. I mean, you can see it. It's just like, there you go. Yeah, like, I like that you're taking the space here. Now you got to think about right here. Okay. Yeah, there we go. There you go. Taking map control, right? Taking map control, taking space, right? The only issue, and With did bring this up, and keep in mind, With plays a lot of Sigma, was you dropped early. That was the one problem that, like, I think, I would say they're a little bit longer on that side of the bridge too. But I do like what you did when you did drop. You took map control. Only concern, again, and just remember this, I want you to remember where the Sigma is, okay? Too many people are going to, like, if you ignore the Sigma can kill you there. And even if your teammates win the team fight, the pick on you, even though it, like, doesn't seem like a big deal, like, if they kill you there, right, and you ignore people on this side, and there's something to think about, right? If you ignore them and you fall over here, you're going to lose so much map control. Like, they're going to, like, even if you win that team fight, they're going to be able to bring the cart to about here. And like, this is what you want to do there. So anyway, sorry. I was trying to, like, showcase what I was meaning there, but anyway. You said Sigma's better than Orisa? I think so. I mean, win rate wise, yeah. I mean, Orisa's pretty good. I mean, a good Orisa can make it work. Sigma's just so fun.
Actuating the barrier.
Okay. Yep, rock. Nice rock. Yep. Cooldowns are okay right now. That right there. I want you to get out of the habit of and keep in mind, I'm an aggressive, like, I like to use my eat a little bit more aggressively, but I do want you to be a little bit careful here of trying to use your eat when, so if you're sitting right here, right? Say you're playing Sigma right here, and they're going to eventually get map control, and you're going to end up here. You want to have your eat and your shield at a reasonable HP, So that way you can survive whatever burst they have for you, and then you can go back in, right? Does that make sense? So like, I just want to get out of the habit of using that cooldown the way that you're using it, because if you use it in that situation where you're gonna have to have it for when they turn the corner, this is what's gonna happen to you. Now you have to back up, right? Like now you're stuck. Like you don't have eat. You have to give up the map control, and what could have been an extra second or two to buy your team the ability to get the elim turns into you backing up. Now, great job there. Again, I talked about how your mechanics are doing well. Good job getting the kill on the Sigma. Remember, you don't have to worry about different angles, so get the kill. Good job. And now that was, you know, you made a bad, like, cooldown management play, but you made up for it with mechanical. You see why both are, like, really good to be good at, right? Like, we saw you heck up the cooldown management, but then you were able to use the mechanical to, like, win the team fight. So now imagine if you get both of those on the same page, you'll climb out of Masters 5 in no time. I'm not joking. Yeah, great solo ult. I will say, got to hit that shot there on the Zen in the air, but I've been there too. Right? So good job. Mechanically, I think you're going to be fine. That's the vibe I'm getting. Now let's get the rest of your game cleaned up, okay? I'm telling you, once you clean that up, you're going to be in a good spot. Yep. Also, I want to give just a little bit of like, this is a small thing. If you push up this far, don't be afraid to rotate this way. And people are going to go, why? Why do you want to rotate this way? Look how much, like if you're backing up from here, you're going to take all of that damage as you're backing up. You might even be forced to use a cooldown, shield management. But if you're here, you get a kill and you want to back up safely, you can rotate through here. If you're getting a little bit low, you can grab a health pack, and then you just end up at the same spot anyway. See? See how it's like a safe approach here? So you're backing up, you're going this way, come back, and then you're minimizing damage. It gives you time to get your shield cooldown back up, gives you time to not have to use a cooldown, and alleviates a little bit of pressure on your supports if they need to heal you. Again, it wasn't a big deal there, but I wanted to show you multiple ways to rotate out there, okay? Again, minimize it as a tank. Anytime you can minimize the damage you're taking on a rotation out, there it is again. I want you to get out of the habit of using your eat like that. Now listen, if you're thinking about getting the overshield, let me give you a little bit of advice on the easiest way to get some overshield. Chat, when you put your shield in front of a team, what do they do? Like if you put a shield in front, what are they going to do? Just think about it. They're going to shoot at it, right? So what you do is, right, you put your shield up, they start shooting at it, then you pop your eat in front of your shield. You can decide to drop it if you would like, and then now you have like 200 HP of overshield. You back up to the corner, your shield will be regened by the time they're there, and now you have your overshield. But if you use your eat in front of them, they're either going to rock you or just look at you. You see what I'm saying? So a little bit of an easy way to get some overshield if you ever want it. Keep in mind, overshield is based off of the damage that you eat as Sigma. The more you eat, I forgot what the cap is. Someone in the chat will probably have the math. So if you run like an easy, like quick way, it works on maps like Blizzard World. I think that's a great map. Longer sightlines map. It's a really easy way if you feel that you don't need your eat for that time to get a little bit of overshield. Overshield is like your HP, like the green HP. So yeah, Havana, things like that. Just kind of wanted to showcase, like, rather than just like use it in the middle of the open, because like a lot of time they're not going to shoot at you because they're like, well, that's going to help the Sigma. But yeah, anyway, sorry. I hope that makes sense. Again, let's keep it going. Backing up again. Again, remember when you used your eat earlier? You didn't have it now. So that's why I wanted you to get out of the habit of that bad cooldown management. See how that Sigma's not shooting at you there? Again, there's so much opportunity here that you're missing out on. He says you don't know about your teammates, but your team stops shooting when you see the shields. Well, you know what? I got nothing for you on that one. I can't do that. So it's a 400 overshield cap, you believe? Yeah, which is pretty damn good, right? Like that can be good. Yeah. Okay. You're a little bit more backline. It's weird, like, it feels like on defense you're more backline pressure than you were on attack, but I feel like on attack, you could have had, like, a good opportunity. Yeah, you're hecked here. You didn't really play this inherently bad. It just, like, they did a good job of taking map control from you, so. But I think this all stems, again, from that bad cooldown management from earlier. You know what I mean? So I just want you to keep that in mind now. Like, I'm really pinpointing to you that your cooldown management needs a little bit of work. And I think once you work on that, you're going to see really good results. Like, if I was playing against you right now on Sigma and you were using eat against me randomly, I would be taking full map control against you the whole time. Now, obviously, you can mechanically get yourself out of it sometimes with a good rock combo. I get rolled sometimes that way. But most of the time, if I play against a Sigma who uses their cooldowns a little bit too, like... You see what I mean? Like again, you did it again. You're just using your eat to use your eat there. right? Like, and now you don't have it for like, you know, whatever amount of time it is, and now you basically have to hope that they make a mistake or that they don't put too much pressure on you, right? Thankfully, you're doing a good job. Like I said, mechanically, I'm not worried about your climb. Straight up, you're fine. Maybe they're just hungry. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, you do come up with a valid point. They could just be hungry. Yeah, I mean, you want my advice? What would be the point of Sigma ulting that anyway? As somebody who has made the mistake of ulting this area, I'm going to tell you this right now. There is 0 point. What can your teammates do? If your teammates all here, how can they follow up? I want you to think about it. Can your teammates safely push into here to follow up on a solo ult on like a Life Weaver or even a Sigma? I think the answer to that is no. Because like, look where they have to go. Here. The only angle, like look at your Cassidy. Can't see? Nobody can see that. So you'd rather ult them about here, right when they get to the cart, if you're going to use your ult at all. I wanted to point that part out to you. A little bit ambitious though. Yep. Alright, go up. I think actually we're on the right track. Yeah. So in that situation, once you've given up the map control, I would have been fine if you tailed the, like, you know, you went like behind the Cassidy and just got the kill on Cass and then we just went and, you know, died on point. It would have been the same basically spot, but you had the right idea. You got indecisive, I could see. Because like once you gave up your map control, I wouldn't have given up the map control to begin with, to be honest with you, but that's a whole different story. Addition, thank you for the 250 bits. Thank you, Addition. Appreciate it. Chad, that was the classic. You get Sigma ulted, you go for a rock at the same time as you're about to do it, and it just like it hex up. So I've had that happen before. Yep, and then you get snowballed on a second. Again, I really do believe that you give up too much space, and that's going to be a problem that you need to fix. Because if you just give up, oh, he's on control. Yes, because it's on PS5. Yes, that space that you're giving up is like a huge deal on Sigma. Again, I don't want you feeding into their backline, but I don't want you just like their Sigma does a really good job of using that space. Okay, I say that, and meanwhile the Sigma's on the cart. But listen, that's a whole different story. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I'm doing a spectating. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep. Again, mechanics looking good, by the way. You know, obviously everybody misses shots. I mean, heck, I'll have days where I miss some shots. Don't worry about it. Mechanically, I'm not worried about that. Everything else is what we need to clean up. This is Masters 5. Yep, rock. Look at the green HP right there, by the way. See what I'm saying? When you have a good one, you can ult this. Watch out for Life Weaver tree, or Life Weaver in general. Remember, they can pull or they can tree this, so just be careful. But hey, they don't pull anybody. They must have used it earlier, or they pulled somebody else. I didn't look, and then, yep, good job. Shield up, shield up. All right, doesn't matter. Yep, rock, good job. Again, you see what I'm saying, chat? Mechanically, this player's fine. But again, it shows you that as you get to a certain rank, the mechanics can carry you to a certain spot, and then you have to start getting the rest of the stuff done. That's why I want people to start. That's why I want people to start like with good habits in Overwatch early, because even if you're in gold and you're developing these good habits, it's gonna help you when you start to climb like this and you get to like a Masters or something like that, right? So it goes a long way. Punch the hog there. Okay, a little bit of a note, like, you know, you could like, okay, whenever I have this punch cooldown, I actually use it to displace people. Like, imagine when the Roadhog's here, if you punch the Roadhog, they're gonna get floated into the air. You might kill that hog right away, right? So I really want you to, if you're gonna use the punch perk, I want you to think of ways to kind of like, you know, it is a really intense comparison, but like, you know how with Jetpack Cat, if you can't get him off the map, you bring him into the team? Do the same thing with a punch, right? If they're right there in front of you, punch them. Punch them towards your team. They'll probably fall over. Most heroes will fall over there. If the Roadhog kills your teammate because you punch him in there, just be like, what, wasn't me? I don't know what you're talking. You said, is the Levitate perk superior? I think both perks are good. I will say from my personal point of view, I don't necessarily mind the Levitate perk over the other one. I like it for like maneuvering around the map, but I think it also is playstyle based, right? Like, I'm not going to tell a player to take the Levitate perk if, like, for example, if I want to be completely honest here, until this player like cleans up their gameplay on map control and space creation, I wouldn't give them the Levitate perk because I don't think they would even utilize it the way that I would want them to utilize it, right? You would utilize it to take map control and take that space. So right now, we need to get them to do that without the Levitate perk and then recognize that, okay, I'm going to use the Levitate perk later on to take that space. So it's one of those, like, I like the levitate perk a lot. I use it a lot. It's really good for like surviving team fights and getting to cool spots. But at the same time, you said it's not easy to use on a controller. Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, maybe there's a keybind issue there too. But anyway, sorry, I just wanted to point that part out. I lean towards levitate, but I also will get that perk, the punch perk sometimes, especially if I'm playing against like certain hogs. Anyway. I mean, there you go. Now you punch the hog. See, there you go. That's what I was trying to get you to do earlier, but, obviously you lost 2 teammates. Good space creation here, by the way. This is the correct play. Now back up, 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 back up. You don't have the cooldowns. Just back up. You don't even need to do this right now. Okay. Wait on your shield. Don't even do anything yet. Just wait. Yeah, you can shoot at them. There you go. Cool. Remember, don't give them an advantage sometimes. As in, like, you already won the team fight. Don't give them a free kill. Life Weaver. Nice job. Yep, okay. You're understanding the concept there. I mean, again, the hog was going to get that. What is the best perk for the first upgrade? In one of my recent VODs, I was very adamant about the shield perk, and I still am, but I do see a little bit of use case for the other one. Not my favorite. I'm still not going to recommend it, but I would say the shield one's my favorite. I like more uptime. I get certain situations where you might go for the rock one, even though I still very much lean towards this one. The rock one's good if you, like, play against, I don't know. It's again, still not my favorite. But I can see a little bit of where it could work against, like, Ramantra-based comps and things like that. Obviously, this is where you talked about you get snowballed out, Again, it seems like your team struggles with retakes, but does a really good job of being able to kind of handle the pressure elsewhere. I think is a really good way to kind of explain that, Careful of the hog. They're already up there, yep. I would have battled up top for, like, 1 more second against the hog, though. As in, like, I don't want to get a free hook right away, but it seems fine. Yep, rock, good kill. Hog's behind you, but you don't have to worry about that right now. Hog is still kind of just sitting up there and then jumps down. Cool. Good job. What's the first perk? Basically, whenever you do, you're talking about like the shield one. Basically, what it does is when you do damage, basically a certain percentage of your damage regens your shield. Does that make sense? So you get like kind of like a conversion rate, like the eat one, but with your shield. So like when you do damage, it basically gives you a little bit more shield uptime and also helps you get your shield back a little bit quicker. I like shield uptime. It's just something that I think it helps my playstyle. So. All right. UG. Yeah, okay. I respect it. Yep. I knew that was going to. I love it. Let's go, baby. One of my favorite ways to win a round is that right there. The old, lift them up in the air Sigma. Nice play. Good job. Excellent decision. That's why I loved it. That is the dream, isn't it? They all stack. That's also why you want to take angles sometimes and have a secondary person set up to tap the cart. It's very important. So, here we go. 2 minutes to do this. Good luck. The rock, yeah. Ooh, there you go. That eat was okay. I knew they were going to shoot you, so you're fine. Yep, rock. Nice play. Wasted eat again. What's going to happen there is they're about to punch you. You can't eat the punch. And the solar's not going to do a ton of damage to you at that point. Just, again, I'm just showing you some of your mismanaged cooldowns. I'll mismanage my cooldown sometimes too, don't worry. I like what you're doing, but I also don't want you to give up, like, there you go. Cool. I just want to make sure your teammates survive that. Get a health back awareness. Obviously, your teammates can heal you. Also, I know the Reaper is your duo. In that situation, you and your Reaper need to get out sooner than that because you give up an advantage after that kill. Once you get the kill, you're already getting res out, right? You can try to stop the res, but, like, don't overcommit to it. Anyway. Yep. I think you might have to reset here, and that's okay. You can reset. Say high noon and gets an ult out. Cool. You got this? I agree. Yes, I love the high ground. Yes, there you go. Good job taking the high ground approach. That was really well played. Nice ultimate. Both supports dead. Yup, rock. Okay. Okay. And again, you want to climb past Masters 5? You absolutely can with plays like that. Now you got to win this, though. Health back. Okay. I want you to... This is where I think this is where you lose games at. I don't know if you're going to win or lose this, but in this situation, what is the one thing that's going to win you this game? There's one thing. It's pretty simple. You survive, and they don't. Okay? So in this part of the map, I am prioritizing that health pack right there. You see it, like right here? I would be playing for this because I'm not going to be able to look at your HP. This is not the easiest duel. So what I'm doing is I'm backing up, trying to maneuver to the health pack while also doing damage. Let's see what happens. Again, it's a 2v2 with you and your duo, so we'll see how this goes. All right, you both win your 1v1, and you win the game. Nice job. Well played. So listen, you said your peak was Masters 5 and you want to get past it. I think you're very capable of that. Mechanically, you're doing great. But a lot of where you're losing at is your decision making. So next time you play, I want you to focus on two things. One, keep the space that they give you, right? Don't give up your space too easily. I kind of pointed that out to you on your first attack. I think you did better as the game went on, but you really need to control that map, controlling that space. If you give that up a lot, you're going to have a lot of 50-50 games where even if you play well, you end up losing because you're allowing them to get back into the game. Notice how it was tough for you to retake against them? It's because they had space creation. You didn't do that as well, so that was a problem there. Number two, cooldown management needs to be better. Stop using the eat randomly in the middle of the open to get 12 over health from like a Helix rocket from Soldier, okay? And always, and I guess as a third option, always start to think about your backup moment. As in, like, when you do back up, right, after you have your space, where's your spot? Are you going to rotate through a cave? Are you going to rotate backwards? You clean that gameplay up, you're going to climb right away. Your mechanics are great for being in the rank that you're at. So let's take that next step. Let's think about that approach to the game, and I guarantee you'll see a climb. Because the mechanics are fine. The rest is what you need to clean up on. You do that, and you'll climb. You got this. You absolutely got this. You like the video? Make sure to hit the like button. Subscribe to the YouTube if you haven't. Leave a comment. All of that helps. You want to submit your own? My Discord's where to do that. And if you want to watch more of these spectators, we have a lot of them. Click the video right here on the bottom left or right or whatever it is. Either way, hope you enjoy it. And with that being said, hope you all have an amazing day / night.